The final show of the 2023 season is opening tonight at Maine State Music Theatre in Brunswick. It's a musical comedy called Something Rotten.
The last few years have been difficult for every theatrical company in the country. As Maine State Music Theatre's artistic director Kurt Dale Clark told us, the pandemic delivered a terrific financial blow and prompted theatergoers to seek out other forms of entertainment.
So now it's our job to win them back. And that job is taking place and it is happening. It's just happening a little slower than maybe I want it to happen because I loved that feeling that we used to have here at Maine State Music Theatre where every seat was full for every single performance. And I won't rest until we get back to that.
Since the pandemic, is it harder to find actors? Because I'm wondering if a lot of people who were in that field said during the pandemic, I can't keep doing it, I gotta go do something else for work, and now they're gone and they're not coming back. So is simply the pool of talent smaller, or is it about the same?
I think the actual size is probably about the same, but there is no question that we lost many of our best people because they're people who had families, they're people who had wants, needs, desires that needed to be met, and our industry was shut down.
Let's talk about the final show of the season, Something Rotten. Let's begin. Give me a quick snapshot of what the basic premise is of this show.
It's a silly show. It's a really silly show. It's super fun. People want to laugh. People want to have fun. This is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life. And it's filled with these huge tap dance sequences that just make everybody so happy. And I can't wait for it to play in front of our audience.
Your description of it as a silly show, I love that. But I would think that silly is hard to pull off because if you don't do it perfectly, then it just kind of collapses.
Absolutely. You need the cast that we have. You need seasoned professional people to make this work. Otherwise, silly becomes stupid, becomes annoying almost. This cast are just from top to bottom, unbelievable cast of characters.
I think people don't really understand how many people it takes to simply put on a production here. How many people are involved in putting on Something Rotten?
Well over 100 people for just Something Rotten. For our summer season, in a normal year, we would have 240 people that we would bring from all over the United States here to Brunswick.
240 people working on Maine State Music Theatre.
That's right. What is really interesting, and we should get you to do this sometime, is to start at the closing of a show and follow us all the way through to the opening of the next show, because for a 72-hour period, that building is never empty. That building is climbing with people for 72 hours because they have to take one set down, put another set up, we have to bring the actors and the technicians and the musicians in, tech that show, and then open it. And that all happens between Saturday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon.
How do you feel personally when the end of the summer season is in sight?
I'm thrilled that we've climbed the mountain of the current season and successfully completed all of those productions and all of those shows and made all those people happy. But the day that everybody leaves, it's very quiet in the office, and that is hard. That's hard.
Let's end with this. What do you do? What do you look forward to doing after the curtain has come down on the final show of the season here?
Department head dinner. We have a dinner with our department heads. So each department, the costume department, the set department, the lighting department, each department has a head and an assistant. And we do what's called the department head dinner. And I get to say thank you to those people because those people are the reason that we are successful. The work that they have done over the course of the year, they don't know how good they are at the age that we have them, and watching them and realizing what they have in store for them in the rest of their life because of the expertise that they bring to us, it's really fun for me.
And you can see the musical comedy Something Rotten at Maine State Music Theatre in Brunswick. It runs through August 26th.